You probably don't worry about a colleague stealing your lunch money or not letting you have a turn on the swings, but adults get bullied too. In fact, it's been estimated that almost half of all employees have encountered some form of bullying at work. Have you observed or even been the target of bullying in your organization? What exactly is bullying or abusive conduct? How does it affect individuals and organizations? What are its legal ramifications? And how can we deal with it? Let's explore these questions regarding one of the most insidious problems facing individuals and organizations today. What do we mean when we use the term bullying? Bullying within an organization is a pattern of inappropriate, abusive conduct that is aggressive. It's a form of harassment that is particularly emotionally abusive and detrimental to the self-esteem and well-being of the target. Intimidating. Bullies feel the need to be in control at the expense of their targets, and they can often encourage the same negative behaviors in others. When a group of people engage in bullying behavior together, it's called mobbing. Humiliating. Bullying is behavior that demeans another person. Threatening. Historically, workplace bullying and intimidation tends to be more psychological and less physical than it once was, but it still occurs in all its forms, especially during times of global or national economic uncertainty. Undermining. Being bullied undermines a person's confidence and ability to do his or her job. Bullying is often a hostile expression of discomfort with some characteristic. For example, gender, ethnicity, or sexual orientation that differs from the bullies. It can occur between colleagues at the same organizational level, or individuals may be bullied by their manager or supervisor. Sometimes bullying behavior, such as hazing or embarrassing initiations of new hires, is justified by the bully as a rite of passage necessary for younger coworkers to prove themselves. Or bullying may be used as a way to encourage older workers to step aside to make way for younger ones. Examples of bullying in an organization are verbally undermining a person's self-esteem through direct put-downs, sarcasm, or implying that he or she is incompetent, immature, or a detriment to the organization. Adversely affecting productivity by assigning busy work and pointless tasks. Taking credit for or plagiarizing someone else's work or ideas. Intimidating someone by blocking his or her path or access to a workspace or needed equipment. Shoving, inappropriately touching, or otherwise physically assaulting. Cyberbullying by posting inappropriate messages or pictures on social networking sites. Gossiping or spreading rumors. Yelling or laughing at someone. Name-calling or other verbal abuse. Making overt or veiled threats of demotion, dismissal, or even physical harm. Isolating someone by ostracizing or excluding him or her socially, or putting the person in socially awkward situations. Withholding information needed to work effectively or fit in socially. Placing someone in physically dangerous situations. Gesturing threateningly. Ridiculing, mocking, or otherwise intentionally humiliating someone. Unnecessarily nitpicking and micromanaging another's work. Abusive hazing or initiations. Trying to embarrass someone by revealing his or her personal information. How does bullying affect individuals and organizations? People who are bullied experience a great deal of stress, the effects of which can be devastating. And bullying creates an unsafe, less productive, less satisfying work environment for everyone. Bullying can cause absenteeism, an inability to focus, lack of productivity, depression, chronic headaches and digestive problems, and self-doubt and low self-esteem. The impact of bullying and abusive conduct has been likened to that of post-traumatic stress disorder. It can even spill over to affect the target's home life, adversely affecting the relationship with his or her spouse or children. Even if one is not the target of bullying, seeing others treated so disrespectfully can also cause distress and can leave people feeling guilty and distracted. The well-being of an organization is reflected in the well-being of its members. When individuals feel unsafe and unhappy, they can't perform as well, and everyone suffers. Bullying and abusive conduct can also have legal ramifications for employers and organizations. Bullying is a form of harassment, and harassment that violates Title VII of the Civil Rights Act and other acts that amend or extend it, including the Age Discrimination in Employment Act and the Americans with Disabilities Act, is illegal. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or the EEOC, defines harassment as unwelcome conduct that is based on race, color, religion, sex, including gender identity and pregnancy, national origin, age for those over 40, disability, or genetic information. According to the EEOC, harassment becomes unlawful when enduring the offensive conduct becomes a condition of continued employment, or when the conduct is severe or pervasive enough to create a work environment that a reasonable person would consider intimidating, hostile, or abusive. Individuals must realize that bullying will not be tolerated and can even cost them their job. And organizations must realize that to turn a blind eye to bullying can lead not only to a problematic work environment, but to lawsuits as well. So how can we effectively deal with bullying in an organization? First, we should talk about it, like we're doing now, and acknowledge that bullying can happen in any organization. If you observe or are the target of bullying, and if you feel safe in doing so, let the bully know in a matter-of-fact manner that the behavior is unacceptable and must stop. Sometimes a person doesn't realize the effect of his or her behavior and will change it when made aware. If the behavior continues, or you're uncomfortable talking to the bully directly, bring the matter to the attention of human resources or a trusted supervisor. There are processes and procedures to address grievances and correct inappropriate and perhaps even unlawful conduct. Employers are liable for harassment from supervisors, non-supervisory coworkers, and even non-employees, such as customers, contractors, vendors, and patients. Know that it is illegal for an organization or supervisor to retaliate against an employee seeking to address harassment. We have seen that the patterns of aggressive and demeaning harassment, known as workplace bullying and abusive conduct, are more common than we might have thought. Bullying takes a heavy toll on the well-being of both individuals and organizations. And when it's based on one of the government's categories of discrimination, and in some local jurisdictions that have additional legislation in place, even if it's not based on one of those categories, bullying is not just unpleasant, but also illegal. With policies and procedures in place to prevent and prohibit bullying, and the courage of individuals to speak up for a respectful environment, together we can move forward. Let's all take a stand against bullying and work to make ours a safe, productive, and happy organization for everyone.